Happy New Year! Welcome to the January, and I have to watch to say this, January 2025 show, The Place to Be Oshkosh. You know how this bothers me, because I told you this before. I have got to learn to write 2025 on my checks, and yes, I still use checks. So I have to remember that. But this is the January 2025 edition of The Place to Be Oshkosh. Welcome to our show. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful holiday and are ready for this new year that we have ahead. We always begin by thanking our sponsors. So Karen at the Oshkosh Herald, great community newspaper. Local news, which everybody wants. They want to know what's going on in our community, and they also want pictures. So that's the place to go. And then also, Friends of Oshkosh Media is my other supporter and sponsor. Been with them for over 25 years, and I love what they do in our community, for our community. So thank you, Friends of Oshkosh Community Media. And then, of course, set design is by Brian at Ubloom on Witzel. So if you haven't had a chance, please go there, check it out. I always leave with something, whether it's candy, just don't tell my doctor, clothing, candles, whatever. He has very unique stuff at Ubloom. Where can you see us? And where can you watch the wonderful video? Well, of course, Oshkosh Media Spectrum Channel 2. Also, you can just put Oshkosh Media in on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, YouTube, and the show will come up. Please watch the show, share the show. The reason I do this show is so we can learn more about what's going on in our wonderful community of Oshkosh. So make sure you like the show and then share it with others and spread the word on all the good that's going on in Oshkosh. A few updates. I just want to mention Downtown Care Team, in which we partner with the Business District and we partner with State Street Center, still goes on in the winter. You know, if the weather is good, 38 degrees or above, and it's pretty nice, that we will still go downtown to clean up areas, Main Street, Sundial Square, the library, Leach Center, anything like that. So we go Monday and Fridays at 8 o'clock. So if you ever want to join us, just let me know. Also, check out the United Way's website because they have a volunteer page dedicated to not-for-profits, putting on that page any activities they have going on and the need for volunteers. And of course, that one you can go to too also is OshkoshVolunteer.org. And maybe you can sign up for something, you can find out what's going on. The last thing I want to talk about before we get to our guests is Help for the Homeless Hygiene Drive. Thank you for the graphics, Scott. This is January. The hygiene drive starts in February. It goes February 23rd through March 16th. That's when you can find all of the boxes out there in our community for you to donate hygiene items to. On the table right now, I do have a selection of items that all these not-for-profits can use. There are 9 not-for-profits on my committee this year, and they all will divide up what we take in from the generous community and take them back to their not-for-profits to use with their patrons and people in need. I also want to give a shout out to Valley Christian, because Valley Christian on March 20th is where we'll be sorting all of these items. And I'm not going to put any pressure on the community, wink, but I will. Last year in the state of Wisconsin, Oshkosh was one of the only communities that made more than the year before. And that was because of you guys and your support, and support of like Amcor and Oshkosh Core and Hoffmasters, who offered this opportunity to their employees as well. So you can find the boxes out there at Festival, at Walgreens, at churches, area businesses, and we just ask you to really support, because the need, as we all know, the need is out there for people. And the hygiene drive, we collect items for them, such as toilet paper, hand towel, bath soap, shaving cream, bags, on the table here is just a little assortment of stuff. So, and also for the babies. There are a lot of babies out there, so we collect diaper wipes and things like that. So please remember that on your calendar. February 23rd through March 16th is the Help for the Homeless Drive. You always can call me if you're interested in hosting a box or want to know more information. I do love this community. I'm born and raised here. And this is such a generous and giving community. And I know we're going to do better than we did last year. And it's all because of you guys. So thank you so much. That's all I have for the first segment. Stay tuned. We'll be back for our second segment of the January edition of The Place to Be, Oshkosh.
That's funny.
We are back. The second segment of the January 2025 edition of The Place to Be, Oshkosh. My guest is community engagement to a T. I'm going to let Sandy introduce herself and tell us what she does at the library and what's going on at the library.
First off, happy 2025.
Yes.
I haven't seen you yet this year.
Yes.
We made it.
Yes, we did.
Second off, if I may make a point about the last segment, we were a box site last year, and congratulations to Oshkosh and to your organization for being one of the only places in the U.S. that actually did more than the year before. I have a feeling that we can even beat that as well. And also being a part of this initiative, some people think, oh, I gave last year or my neighbor gave. I can guarantee that nothing is just sitting in a box somewhere. This stuff gets out, it gets turned over, and that need doesn't quite go away, but you do make somebody's day a little bit better to be able to feel like they can go for that job interview or for that doctor's appointment with a little bit more dignity than they had before. So thank you so much for that.
That is so nice of you. And just to add on to that, it used to be when this started, this has been going on for 33 years with the family radio, all we collected would last a year.
Wow.
That's how now the need is so huge out there that we can make it maybe a half a year with what we collect at this drive.
That is good to know.
Yeah, so I appreciate your support. Now, Sandy, tell us about you. What's your role at the library?
I'm the community engagement librarian.
Are you kidding?
What Sandy to a T.
Yeah.
Like you, I want to make sure that the people in our community know what resources we have in our community, how to connect people to those resources, how to listen to see what the community might need. So many of the grassroots initiatives in Oshkosh are the things that make this community vibrant in what it is today. And those things get off the ground with people like you, people like me, institutions like the library, hearing them, listening to them, and then giving them a platform. Mm-hmm. So my main job is to go out into the community, and I often think that it's like New York Governor Koch. Do you remember him where he'd say, how are we doing? How are we doing, Oshkosh? I'm the library, come and tell me. How can I make your day a little bit easier? How can I make your day a little bit better? What services can we offer that are a little bit more relevant to you? And this year, we are starting off 2025. It's our 125th anniversary of being in that building for a public library in this community. Again, We've only been able to be there that long because, as you say, how great this community is.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
125 years in that beautiful building.
Absolutely. And this year, we're making a commitment that we'll be here for another 125. So we're looking towards the future while we're holding on to the past and the cornerstone of what Oshkosh is, which is community, entrepreneurship, and being able to explore your own ideas. So we're taking 125 into the next millennium with a new brand, a new logo, and a new slogan. Our new brand is Oshkosh OPL. You'll notice that the O now is a lion, and the line is looking towards the future. You'll notice our website, you can still put into any of your devices, Oshkosh Public Library, it will take you there. But for those of us that want to hold on to those couple extra seconds of thumb time, just Oshkosh Library. Thank you so much for putting that up now.
There is our wonderful crew, and I have to say, Scott is really good. We're going to go through this so you can show people the landing page and what's available. But I also want to say about the library, because my daughter-in-law is a youth service librarian in Sun Prairie. She lives the library.
You have to.
But people kept saying, with the computers, with the internet, the library is going to be obsolete. We don't read newspapers anymore. Who reads books when they're on an iPad or something? But the library is so much more. It's a community among itself, especially with everything that takes place there. So really, congratulations for that, for 125 years.
We're one of the only places in the city, which is the library is part of the city departments. So the city itself realizes that we are as important as fire safety, as security and police, as water. We're one of the only third spaces in the community where you don't have to buy anything to be there. We're not going to start timing you and say, can we turn this over a little bit? We offer computers, video games, crafts, ukuleles, anything that will spark your story. And what does that mean? Maybe you're getting a divorce in 2025 and you want to start a new online side hustle. Start at the library. We have resources for that. Maybe you want to find reasons to get out into the community and feel more productive. We have events and services for that as well. We have book clubs. We're partnering with the Repair Cafe in January later this month.
And this all goes with?
It all goes with Spark Your Story. So maybe you are wanting to be new. We all have things. We want to learn Italian. We want to play guitar. We want to get higher in our job and what we have the skills-wise for that. Yep. We want to learn more about our past and explore genealogy. Spark Your Story means anything that you want to start, we should be the first place for that. We're there to help you, to guide you, to encourage you, support you with a group of people who are just there to say, hey, John, how'd that go? I know you really want to learn how to make the best cookies in Oshkosh. We got a couple more cookbooks for you. Let us know how they go. We're there to make sure that you get to the next part of your story that you want.
So it's not like it was when we were growing up where, shh, be quiet. There's stuff, and there was a library in town on the south side too, where we always went to. Beautiful building too. But it just didn't have that feel that the library has now. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
One of the things that you learn when you go to library school, it's almost always a yes and. We never really get rid of any sort of audio or book way we engage with it. So we have CDs. CDs went to audiobooks. Audiobooks went to playaways. Playaways went to streaming. I'm saying we still have quiet places in the library, so it's a yes and. We have rooms that you can rent for up to 2 hours, a little bit longer if no one's using them. If you need to get away right now, January, your kids are home from school, maybe you just want to work on that term paper because you're working between semesters. Come to the library with your library card. You get a free space to just have your computer if you want, or you can borrow one from the library and just get your thoughts together. So while we are a dynamic place for community engagement, we're also still that bastion of quiet solitude and contemplation. Yes, and.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
That's what we say to our kids sometimes. Yes, and, or no, but.
Absolutely.
Well, Scott was so good. Let's go back and go through the landing page and what's available at the library. So this is your new branding.
This is our new branding. You're going to see that it's more brightly colored. It's also more specific to Oshkosh. The photos are on this page are all coming from a photo library that right now we are curating, collecting, creating. We're showing that we are a part of the community and we want the community to be reflected on the website. The website's also what we consider our virtual branch. Everybody knows that we're right downtown on Washington Avenue under the wonderful dome. But if you can't get there, maybe the time for you to visit the library is 2 in the morning on a Saturday, you can go to oshkoshlibrary.org. You'll notice above the fold, as it were, in that purple band, there are 2 toggles. There's a catalog toggle and there's a website toggle. The catalog toggle is the thing that you would use for what you did before to search the library. You're looking for that new book. You're looking for that new DVD. You're looking for that new subject. The website toggle will let you search the website. So one of the things that I've been hearing as I talk about this new website, how many times have you moved in your life? A lot, I bet. When you move, things are not where they were before. So sometimes there's a little bit of frustration. This will have all of the things that it had before, just dressed differently. So if you're looking for, well, I used to put book club kits on hold, but I can't figure out what the route is to it. You can toggle to website, type into that search bar book club kits, and it will take you to the page in the website that explains how to do it. So you don't have to know how to get to where you want to go. You just have to know to where you want to go and type it in. So it has kind of a MapQuest directional component to it. Can I also take your eye to the yellow bar at the very top? You'll notice that I'm wearing an Oshkosh Public Library shirt. Part of this new website design is a store now for specifically Oshkosh Public Library paraphernalia. I've been at the library, John, for 8 years now. And one of the things that I hear all the time when I go out into the community is, why can't I get myself an Oshkosh tote bag? Or why don't you have Oshkosh t-shirts? Dun-da-da-da, we do. This, being a completely online order what you want and have it sent to your home direct purchase option, keeps our overhead low, makes sure that we're not buying too much, but we're still offering you the availability to, you probably have some Christmas money still in your pocket. Get yourself your favorite onesie, a tote bag, men's clothes, women's clothes, winter clothes. Check it out.
So I'm going to say, better than Amazon.
Yes.
And it's local and you're supporting local. But you are so right about that. Not only when EAA comes into town, but other people in the family want Oshkosh items.
Being that we've been in town for 125 years, no matter where you are, if you've been here for a while, that's your library. So you want memories of that library, and now we can give that to you. If you're a library person, when that's a type of person, you want to promote that, and you want the other nerds to know where you are. Because you know where the action is, you know where the free streaming is, you know the resources to teach yourself Japanese if you want. Moving further down the list, right there where it says My Account, Programs, My Account is your way that you can log in to see what you have on your library card. Programs would be our event page, see what we're doing on a Saturday. For example, if you go into the event page, you'll notice that we're having an indoor snowball fight on January 20th. It's during, right now, we're in the middle of our winter reading program. And so part of our winter reading program, the theme for that is Hook a New Book. It's an ice fishing theme, correlates with Battle on Bago. Come by and see our little ice shanty in the lobby.
Oh my gosh.
On the 20th, when schools are closed, we're going to have, we have giant kind of refrigerator boxes where kids can come in and make their story shanties. Ice shanties don't have to be outside if you use your imagination. So we're making story shanties inside. After those are made, we're going to have yarn pom-poms and have the first indoor Oshkosh community snowball fight. Yahoo!
Wow. You know,
there.
And what I love about this is you're tying it in with what's going on in the community.
The only way that we can show the community that we're here is to show the community that we see them.
And teaching kids about ice fishing, unless you grew up with a parent that did the sitting with Bob and all that stuff, you wouldn't know about it. So I absolutely love this.
Yeah.
Wow. Is there anything else you wanted to show?
There's nothing else I want to show, but I
Okay.
do want to let the community know that in our next 125 years, we're making a commitment that a great community library reflects a great community. And we know that Oshkosh is a great community. On that website, too, as you're looking around and seeing the new sites that are there, we have a landing page to propose a program. Maybe you don't even have to know somebody, but you want to say, you know what? I want to learn more about the tax tables that are going to change next year. All you need to do is let us know that you have this interest. We can put that program together. Maybe you're somebody who wrote a book and you want to come to the library and promote that. Let us know that. We're opening up these communication channels because there are so many yes and. How else can we talk to you?
You know, when I was at Aurora, one of the biggest requests that I got there were from teenagers who wanted to learn how to knit or crochet. And they said, well, and I said, I don't know where, you know, I did try the senior center, but some people can do it, but they don't know how to teach it. And I'm just thinking, if a teacher has an idea on something or a parent does, what a cool thing for you guys to research and offer.
And I wish that you were at Aurora now because I could tell you that we have a Stitch group, which is just a monthly sit down, bring your craft. So one of the best ways of learning something is having that community group around you. So we have this craft group now. We're also starting 2025 a community jam session, John, and I cannot wait to tell you about it. If you've been to the library and heard any music there, you know how fantastic it sounds in that dome area.
Yes, the book and wine. Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep.
There's also a lot of people who want to play music in town, a lot of people who know how to play music in town, and a lot of people who have that guitar and think, this is the year I'm going to learn. Bring your instrument to the community jam from 1 to 4 on the first Saturday of every month, starting this month. Come down, we'll have the seasoned people there helping the new journeymen on this tour. What a great way to bring the music community together. Again, we're more than just books. We're a coalition of community in this town, and that's how we're leveraging that aspect.
And we have so much local talent
So
here.
much.
Frankie, Muscata, Janet Planet, Cody James. We have so much local that probably would love to give back and teach other people.
And I bet that there's a lot of their partners that would love to have them have a place to jam outside of their house. So it's kind of a win-win
Yeah, and to
situation.
try out new music.
There you go. Yeah.
Wow. You are just throwing these curveballs at me that I think are great. What else?
This is real time, folks.
Yes. Yes. What other things have changed?
Those are the big things that you're
Okay.
going to notice now. I'd like to hear what other people see because I know what we've put into it, but I'd love to see how the community is seeing this change.
Okay.
Are we meeting you where you want us to be? Are we where you think we should be? Are we helping those people that you think need to be helped?
Okay.
Are
So-
we helping you connect to people?
So we talked about the store. Is there then a physical store?
No.
There's no physical store
But
anymore.
our partner, Fox Valley Embroiders, so it's also a local company.
Okay.
So we are shopping local to be able to support local.
So, and I bet you there is, because if you have a physical store, you have to have people man it and the inventory and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. All of that stuff too. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's just as easy. I mean, even I can go online and order stuff. So if I can do it, anybody can.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I love the idea of the shirts in so many colors. I love the idea of the tote bags. Everybody's using reusable tote bags for every purpose from shopping on. So to have those too.
We have coffee mugs. We have hats. You can't get through the rest of our January, John, without a hat. And if you're going to throw a hat on your head, it might as well be an OPL
Oh my
hat.
gosh. That is, I just think that is really, really cool.
One of the best ways to keep track of these things and everything else the library does is at the very bottom of our new website, you can click on subscribe to our newsletter. We have an online newsletter.
Okay.
We promise you it is not going to be spammed out. It is just going to be a 1 month. These are the 2 or 3 big things that the library is doing. These are the things we want you to know about. these are the things that we're hoping we're connecting to your library. There's some great read-alikes in there from community and library people, so maybe you're wondering, this next big snowstorm that's coming, what should I read next?
You know, and Scott is just hankering for a gift here, because all we did was mention it again, and it shows up on the screen.
I was actually just thinking, what sort of thing can I throw at him, but I can't think of it.
I know. What can we?
You're on top of things, Scott.
We need a curveball to do, but I love the idea of the newsletter, because that way, I'm old, so I still love paper things.
Absolutely.
But it's so much easier when that comes to your email and you can open it and you can see the stuff. You know what? I wanted to talk about library cards.
Yes.
What's the process now?
There are so many processes. The number one thing you need is the desire to be a part of the library.
Okay.
Then you can either go to the library itself. We have a little fast library application you fill out. Then you get a wonderful card, and our cards are all new too. If I had been a better guest, I would have had them right here and gone, ta-da!
Oh.
But they have those same little sparks, and they're now in wonderful colors of all those colors you see right there. Oh my Lord, Scott.
You threw a curveball and he got it. Okay.
I kind of now want to say ham and cheese sandwich and see what happens, but I won't.
Is there a cost?
There's absolutely no cost.
So it's not like when I was growing up, it was a dime.
It was not.
It was a dime to get a library card when I was in grade school.
Even usually, if you've had a card and you've lost your card and you want your card again, it's $1 replacement. But you can go in now and bring them your yellow card or your red card and change it out for free.
Okay.
Besides being able to have access to check out all the books, a lot of the online resources that we have are proprietary resources, which means we pay for them to make them available for the community.
Okay.
We have Ancestry, we have Hoopla, we have Libby, these streaming devices. Canopy is a streaming service. To be able to access the services in there, you have to put in your library card and your PIN. That tells the company, how are you getting this? You have to be paying for it. You pay for it with your library card. And that's completely free as well.
This has just been a show full of sparks today, because we learned so much. First of all, I learned, what I do want to say is 125 years in that gorgeous building. Mm-hmm. That is just great. And the enthusiasm to go 125 more, which I think is great. But all of the services that you offer and the help, and I think that's the biggest thing, because we do have a lot of our clients going to the library, and they say how helpful you guys are when they're looking up for jobs or resumes or anything like that, how helpful people are.
One of the big things that I've noticed working with community people across my career is that it used to be more normal to have to ask for assistance. Now that everybody have a computer, a device in their hand, they think, well, if everybody else can do it, why can't I? But the best way I know I still learn is by, hey, John, can you talk to me about this a little bit?
Right.
So even though I can do it, but I can also have that buddy, the community buddy that helps you on your path. And that's kind of what I think the people at the library are. We're the community assistants to get you where you are.
And that's a perfect way to end. We're at the end of the show. I really want to thank Sandy for being here. To learn all of this about the library, her contact information is on the screen, so is mine. I hope you enjoyed this show, because I actually learned a lot, and that's what this show is about, is sharing with our wonderful community. Thank you very much for watching this January 2025 edition of The Place to Be, Oshkosh.